the
I'll
Rumble.
keep patterning you in the ratings, don't worry.
I'm going to fucking touch you.
Oh, really?
That's our cold open. Let's go.
Do not put that as the fucking cold open. I don't want him to succeed either, but that's a bit far.
You're getting touched. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and anything in between of any sexuality, ethnicity, or sexual orientation, let's get ready to watch Wrestless! The all-inclusive podcast where we have fun and encourage you to have fun with us. Introducing myself, your SmackyD General Manager, the one, the only, Seán Maroney. And with myself is my two co-hosts. Your best served Raw General Manager, the bastard with a bachelor's, the Kilkenny Crescent, the eccentric emo, the victim of Kick a Ginger Day, the big red machine, Charlie Flair, Jeff, the chronic Cooney! Woo! And lastly, your local AEW tribalist, the tribalist chief, the Turbo Tismo, the Kebab Assassin, the godfather of the Wrestless podcast, David, the Cannonball Kerwin!
Alright, boys, let's go.
We don't have Luke with us today. I had something written out for Luke, but he's a bastard. He decided not to show up because he's a cunt.
Correct.
Fuck you, Luke. I got you onto this podcast. Show a bit of fucking respect. Anyways, boys, we're going to start this show with our familiar old segment of what do you want to talk about? I'm going to go to David Kerwin first. Kerwin, what would you like to talk about this week?
I'm so glad you asked. I would just like to use this opportunity to address why I might be low energy today. I went to my brother's birthday party last night and he decided that his goal for the night was to force feed me drink. And I was drinking pretty much non-stop from 6 o'clock onwards up until 1 in the morning, so I'm a bit raw, especially since someone decided to wake me up at 10 o'clock.
Oh. Well, you do have responsibilities that you need to fucking show up for, even though you were late. But that's lovely. It's good to know that you're feeding into your alcoholism. I support you dearly with that. Jeff, what would you like to talk about this week?
I'm delighted, Brody. I have two things that I'd like to talk about, two of which you're aware of. One of which being my successful reaching of the quarter of a century. I'm now 25. I've never wanted to die more in my life. I've realized that this is the end. The molecular cells in my body are starting to decay, and there will be no new ones taking their place. Therefore, I got incredibly drunk yesterday. I drank Guinness, I drank gin, and I drank some lovely, lovely whiskey. And now I feel like I was run over by a Mack truck. But have no fear, because there's one thing, one solace, one beautiful, beautiful thing that's happened over the last, I don't know, however many days it's been since Monday. Well, actually, realistically, Wednesday or Thursday. And that is, of course, me, yours truly, Jeff Coody, the general manager of Best Served Raw, is clearly in the lead, phenomenally in the lead. The highest performing video on the channel, the highest performing short on the channel as well. I've well and truly kicked Brody's cad all over the place. He just was not able for the immense power, enthusiasm, charisma, and luckily pretty good segments I got on Raw. So in celebration of that, to make sure that everyone is aware, I would like to recite a bit of poetry, if I may. Maroney, may I have the floor?
Take your time.
Oh, phenomenal.
The first thing I want to be done is get that piece of crap out of my podcast. Don't just get him out of the podcast, get him out of the Wrestless channel. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You, sir, you sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about your Seán 3:16, when Cody 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bag of yolks and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime. As the king of the ring, I'm serving notice to everyone of the Wrestless podcasters. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and that's the podcast professionals list, and I'm fixing to start run through them all. And as far as the ratings wars go, and it's considered shot, I don't give a damn if it's Davey Boy Kerwin, if it's Seán Heartbreak Maroney, Jeff Cody's time has come, and when I get that shot, you're looking at the next Wrestless champion, and that's the bottom line, because the professional podcaster says so. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
You delivered that far better than I thought you would.
And Maroney, suck me hairy bollocks.
Oh,
That's
I was fully expecting you to stutter and just fucking, go off the walls then with stutters. But no, he got through it in one take. I'm fuming. Here we are.
You're welcome for the
Anyways,
views. You're welcome for the views.
thank you. Well, just moving swiftly on, folks. I'm not going to really go into what I want to talk about this week because it's not really eventful. But what I do want to talk about this week is the news. I had a little segment that I was going to do on Luke. Fair if he showed up this morning, but he did not. So we're moving on to the news. In this week's news, Jeff encourages insulting children.
Wait, hold on.
Luke is a bit mentally challenged. He can't turn on a camera. Jeff forgot to mention The Undertaker on the first recording of his podcast, consummate professional that he is. And lastly, Vince McMahon has settled one of his lawsuits. Yes, you heard that right, folks. Vince McMahon settles the lawsuit that he had with the SEC, and he'll pay over $1.7 million over the hush money allegations that he agreed to during his tenure in the WWE. Vince McMahon has gone on and made a statement with regards to this, to which he said it was just a matter of a simple accounting error and that he's glad to put all of this behind him. What a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Yes.
We would just like to state that this is not, that while this lawsuit is cleared, the one that Janelle Grant has against him is not. So he is still in a lot of trouble, and people are acting as if he's fully innocent of everything, which is not the case. Yeah.
Kerwin, I'm just trying to get a fucking clickbait title here, so you can fuck right off, okay? My show wasn't eventful. Yes, what you want?
I have a alleged quote from Vince McMahon. This is alleged. It's not 100%, but from my sources, he did state after the SEC lawsuit. So the SEC won't let me be me. So let me see. They try to shut me down on WWE, but it feels so empty without me. That was quoted Vince K. McMahon, allegedly, from my sources.
Are you proud of that, Jeff? Are you proud
I'm
of
phenomenally proud of it, Kerwin. The fact that I'm hungover and my cells are dying and I can still bring the absolute bangers to this podcast that I do is a world-renowned miracle. Again, you're welcome.
Right, okay. Lovely. Right, now we're past what you want to talk about, and we're past the news. We're going to jump right into this. We're going to get into our first SmackyD review on Netflix. And even though I say that, folks, it might raise expectations. You might expect the show to be like Raw. It was not.
It was not.
Airing from Portland, Oregon, with the commentary team of Wade Barrett and your good old Joe. We've kicked off SmackyD. SmackDown starts off with a recap of Raw's Netflix debut, showcasing the highlights that handed Jeff the most viewed video on this channel on a silver platter, rubbing the salt in my open wounds carelessly. Just like I needed. Paul Heyman opens the show and starts by saying that he was just so excited to walk down to the ring tonight, just so he could start dick riding Roman after his victory on Monday, as well as deliver a message from said OTC, said big dog, said yard owner, because, of course, he wouldn't show up to give me a half-decent thumbnail. Heyman proceeds to ask Cody to come to the ring. Cody proceeds to do his entrance with a nice little cameo of Tame Impala looking at Owen Hart.
He's fucked it, ladies and gentlemen. It's phenomenal.
Cody proceeds to do his entrance with a nice little cameo of Tame Impala looking at Owen Hart in the rafters. Cody shakes Heyman's hand, and Heyman proceeds to tell him that he's won the respect of the no-shower. It should be noted that Polly still keeps the ponytail just so he can suck superstars like Cody off. Heyman proceeds to inform Cody that he's in the Leukemia Leviathan's crosshairs and that he's going to be competing in this year's Royal Rumble for the first time since 2020. Heyman proceeds to cheekily ask Cody, what does he want to talk about?
What a bitch.
Just as Cody's about to start, Kevin Owens proceeds to cut him off as he stands like a savior within the crowd. He proceeds to say Cody has disappointed him all the more, sucking the cock of The Rock and shaking hands with the man who left so many ECW workers without pay. He rants about Cody's assist on Monday, and Cody goes to scrap Owens in the crowd. 2 of the 20 skinny men attempt to chase them, but they get out of camera shot before anything is ruined. Back in the ring, Fatu and Tonga stare down Heyman, ready to pounce, but Big Jim, Slim Jim, runs in to make the save, nearly squashing the two and battering the bastards with a steel chair. However, Jacob Fatu takes steel chairs like Panadol and turns the tides. The rest of the skinny men come out to set up what looks like a lumberjack match, and Cody proceeds to return to the scene with piss in his vein, vinegar in his lungs, and a fire up his ass, kicking Fatu out of the ring. Boys, what do we think of this opening segment?
It was good. You know what you're getting from Cody and his feuds at this point, so I enjoyed it. It was good.
Lovely. Charles, what did you think?
I thought it was one of the better things on the show. I like the through line of the bloodline, as we'll get to over the course of the show. I think that was very, very nicely done. I think showing them as being a bit more off the chain with Solo not around, obviously after the loss of the Tribal Combat. I like that we got a Heyman promo. It was one of the most standard, like, paint by numbers Heyman promos ever. But it's the Heyman promo, so it's lovely. Kevin and Cody, I think it's still exciting. I'm still enjoying it. Maybe not as much as when it kicked off, because Cody can't sell a goddamn pile driver to save his fucking life. But I think they'll have a lovely ladder match, and it'll be delightful. It was good stuff. And Jacob Fatu was there, and Big Jim Slim Jim was there, and that's all that matters, Brody, because we love Big Jim Slim Jim on this podcast.
We do indeed. I would like to know for discussion that during this segment, it seemingly looked like they were debuting new music for Big Jim Slim Jim, and the way they cut off the whole start of his track, and just beginning with the and then proceeding to go into the sort of hip hop track that plays afterwards, to which got massive pop from the crowd, in my opinion. To which I thought this would be the new standard for Big Jim Slim Jim's music going forward. Makes sense considering the Usos are, on good terms now. Might as well start off both the tracks with fucking the Uso, because it's guaranteeing the pop. But we'll learn later in the night that doesn't stick. So our first matchup of the night is a 1v1 for the United States Women's Championship, and for its historical first ever defense, it seems that this championship will fall under the same copy-paste, rinse-repeat formula that the Women's World Championship has fallen under since WrestleMania. Meacham versus Chelsea have an uneventful match that my notes consist of Meacham attempting to deliver a twerking gag with an ass like an ironing board. Chelsea seems content to keeping the championship at all costs. She's content of abusing the champion's advantage when it comes to countouts and uses this like a vintage heel. Wade Barrett had to explain on commentary that Doudrop was supposed to be dressed as a Secret Service member. Fun idea, missed the mark. This match got a good few pops from the crowd, surprisingly, from both competitors. However, the biggest was for Chelsea, winning, albeit by holding the tights. Meacham attempts to deck Chelsea after, but Piper proceeds to hit her like a bus by running into her. Boys, what do we think of this opening match? I'll cut to Charles first.
Delightful. It was exactly what the other US title match on this show was. Completely and utterly grand. It was nothing special. It was nothing terrible. Well, she did try and hit the soul food, so that was terrible. But it was grand. I mean, Piper ran over Mitchin afterwards, proving that Mitchin is not in fact bitchin', and hopefully she will get back to the kitchen and stop attacking the title. Chelsea Green deserves the belt. I don't want Chelsea Green around bitching. I don't think she's even worthy of it. I like bitching as a talent, as maybe an undercarder, but at the minute she has no character.
You
She
can
can't
wait.
twerk, and it's absolutely just pissing me off that Chelsea Green has to go through the slums. Give her a good challenge, you cowardly bastards. Back to you, Moran.
It should be noted that Jeff believes women belong in the kitchen. Kerwin, what do you want to say?
I said Mitchell.
First of all, Jeff, Keithley's going to find you.
Bring it on. Yeah. He hasn't been in the ring in 2 years. I'll fucking wipe the floor with his fat ass. Come on, Keith. Bring it on, baby.
Yeah, just feed him a bunch of sugar. He'll probably fucking, end up in the hospital.
Stop this, please.
David's gonna cut out all our good bits.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not. I'm just encouraging that we don't do this.
Why? We're just having fun.
Because
We're
Kerwin's gonna
lollygagging.
get shot on, brother.
Well, fuck Kerwin. I don't give a shit.
Look, for the first ever defense of this title, pretty good. Obviously people want this feud specifically to be over because it had such a conclusive finish with Chelsea winning the belt. But I can see why this is the first defense. I thought it was broadly fine. I actually prefer this to the other US title match on the show. We'll get to that later. But yeah, crowd's really into Chelsea. I wonder how much longer she stays a heel because she's super over.
Yeah. I thought it was nothing match. You can tell by the notes, but I also look at it from the perspective of if you look at a lot of the WWE Women's Championships as they're debuted over the years, you could probably tell a severe, increase in quality and match time for each championship as the years go on. I wouldn't want to believe what the first WWE Women's Championship match would have looked like. It was probably Fabulous Moolah versus fucking Mae Young for about 2 minutes, and they just had a slugfest. But here we are now with two extremely talented women giving us an average match. Thanks for that. I had a fucking show review to do. But we proceed to go into a backstage segment to which we see Nick Aldis set up a bunch of nothing tag team matches. The first being now of Pretty Deadly versus Los Garza. Apparently, Angel and Berto alone get referred to this as when they compete by themselves. Who knew? I didn't. I'll forget that by next week. Jeff proceeds to discover that Pretty Deadly get a disco ball for their entrance, but that doesn't matter. The match has begun. Kit Wilson, funny seller, flinchy fucker, starts the match with Umberto. Los Garza start the match with a lot of control. However, over the one of 70 ad, not really an ad, I missed an ad break, we return with Pretty Deadly in control, but surprise fuckers, this doesn't last. Pretty Deadly proceeds to scream down an entrance ramp for DIY to come save them. However, they proceed to almost turn the tides until Santos attacks the gay champ in a place you just don't touch a man unless you plan on touching him fondly. Los Santos used this to steal the win, just like Eddie raised this generation of Mexicans to do. Boys, what did we think of this match?
I liked it. We like Pretty Deadly here on this channel. Yes, boy, and all that. It's fun. They're a fun act, and they generally try to make the most of their minutes. I think the interactions with DIY are interesting, just because it's a heel double act essentially. But nice to see Los Garza get on TV because they're actually quite good, but clearly the company doesn't have too much faith in them because they've tried this several times with them at this point. Yeah, broadly fine. Jeff?
I thought I was very excited at the start because Pretty Deadly were coming out, and as Maroney noted, I noticed there was a disco ball, which was delightful. But Pretty Deadly proceeded to get wiped with. They were absolutely wiped out. They were taken out. They were proven that they're just some comedy team that throw into the fucking wolves. And apparently the wolves are Los Garza in this situation, which really annoys me. I would like the tag team division to have some form of personality or story or anything that's interesting, because they're all talented. Every wrestler these days is talented. It doesn't matter. No offense. You can do a fucking perfect 630 and you can be the greatest technical wrestler in the world. But if you have no story behind you, no one's gonna give a shit. Like, no one's gonna care. So, like, give these incredible athletes something to latch on to. And get the Motor City Machine Guns away from my titles, please. Please. Thank you.
That whole speech you had about character is something my trainers told me not 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
I'm a savant at this.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Back to you, man.
I'll make sure after this match run up, I'll go to Jeff first, because that's when Kerwin believes that's his time to talk. If we go to him first, he seems to just lag.
Hurry it up.
What do you mean, hurry it up? This is our fucking job. This was your fucking idea. This is your brainchild.
Not this
If you didn't want to talk about wrestling, Kerwin, you shouldn't have decided to form a fucking podcast. But here we are. I've got work in a couple fucking hours. Not my fault. You two fucking dickheads who knew we were filming today decided to go out and get fucking drunk, and now you're fucking hungover. Okay?
That was really, really not great, Austin. But I respect the attempt.
I'm trying to be awesome.
Sounded like you were.
Go on.
You're ginger, you're fat. Shut the fuck up. I'll do this at my own pace. Thank you very much. Video's not going to be out until fucking Wednesday anyways. Our next matchup is for the United States Championship versus, and it includes LA Knight versus, checks notes, Shinsuke Nakamura. This is Shinsuke's first defense as champion, and as you can see with the result of this match, they're booking this fucker strongly. The match starts off slow, like women who wait 3 months before they decide to get kinky, but eventually they stop running ropes and cock teasing us and proceed to go to break. Coming back, and somehow the two have won over the crowd over a slugfest. Knight proceeds to body slam Nakamura and hit his rip off of the people's elbow for a 2 count. After a brief scrap, Knight proceeds to pin Nakamura in a position that I can recall trying on a couple of X's in the past. Not really that efficient. Doggy traditionally is your best option if you're going to try it. Knight suplexes Shinsuke and proceeds to apply the Boston Crab backwards. Shinsuke reaches the ropes and puts Knight in an armbar, to which is reversed into a pin for a 2 count. Shinsuke hits his finisher for Knight to put his foot on the rope. Nakamura exposes a turnbuckle, trying to get a cheap win, just to be dodged and hit with a big fucking tantrum. I believe that's what that's called. And with the matchup proving why neither men should ever hold championship gold again, Jacob and Tonga throw out the match and proceed to lay out into Knight. Commentary referenced the 20 skinny men no-showing the scrap, which honestly mentioning them irks me just as much as seeing them. Cody and Big Jim Slim Jim run out to make the save. Before Nick can do anything, Rhodes proceeds to beg the higher authority not to send them home, like a bunch of kids in school who got caught playing IRA on the pitch. Cody tells Nick to set up a match between the 4 men, and like the bitch he is, Aldous does what he's told. Boys, what did we think of this matchup? What did we think of the following segments? I will go to Jeff first. Kerwin, wait your turn.
Fucking phenomenal. These two again. It's rinse and repeat. Like they're great professional wrestlers. All right, they do the moves really nicely. They're both talented veterans of the sport at this point. But my God, nobody wants to see it. Like nobody's interested. No offense to Shinsuke Nakamura. You come back every 3 months. You proceed to have a bit of a push and then fuck off in 2 months, you know? So I'm honestly just waiting for him to put up pictures of him surfing on Instagram at this point. LA Knight, they've royally missed the boat on like multiple times at this point. He's still somehow over because the guy just has it. Just give him the belt back and do something kind of interesting with them, please. I liked again, we had the bloodline back again. That was lovely. It's a thread that's continued through the show. Obviously, LA Knight chucking them out before because the 20 skinny men couldn't do it. So LA Knight threw them out and said he didn't use his inside voice, so I put him outside. Yeah! And then he walked to the ring, which I thought him. It did kind of make Fatu look like a bitch, but he got his own back later on. So, you know, all in all, fine. The show was majorly fine. Kerwin?
Yeah. You know, it's a shame that the matches between these two have ended up in this sort of format, but like I do like the Bloodlines interference and stuff. It makes them feel like that lack of control that they've had is slowly coming back to them. You know, it's good times. Like Nakamura, obviously, he's putting in more effort than he usually does, but it's not connecting with the crowd, and that's quite unfortunate. I say that as I look to my right, there's Buck. Yeah, it's just, I know these lads are capable of better, all four of them, so I hope this tag match showcases what is so good about all of them. Yeah.
Tag match?
You're not setting up the tag match?
Oh, okay. I thought you were on about Shinsuke and fucking.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay, well.
I heard match between the four of them involving Jacob and Tonga. I was like, that's a setup for a tag match. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. Right, lovely. Right, okay. Moving on. We get. Oh, sorry. Actually, before we move on, I would like to know for discussion. I'm going to give him his credit because he does deserve it. Jeff, on the call when we were watching SmackDown Live before we decided about an hour into it that we weren't going to watch the show live because there were too many fucking ad breaks. Jeff made a simple prediction that the Fed are going to start selling the new announce tables as reinforced. And with that, he's going to see how many people get their fucking head slapped off of fucking this, that, and the other before one day fucking someone like I believe you said Bronson Reed fucking does a tsunami through the table and busts the fucker open. I'd like to know that on commentary, Wade and Joe both mentioned multiple times throughout this match that the announce table is in fact reinforced and that it's a sturdy boy. So I'll give you your credit. It looks like that is exactly what they're doing with these new announce tables. So that must mean at some point they will break. I cannot wait to see when that happens. But moving on, we get a little ad for Tiffany Stratton saying up next, but upon the entrance of the Motor City Machine Guns, my dick in my hand and my expectations proceed to go down. They proceed to compete against future Hall of Famers Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. This match was uneventful and proved a challenging wank. And whilst it had a good few sequences and was fairly evenly fought, the Motor City Machine Guns proceeded to get a clean win with no pop.
No pop.
No pop.
No.
Yeah. Boys, what did we think of this match? I'm sure Kerwin has a lot to say. I don't even know if Kerwin watched SmackDown, if I'm honest, but you fucking...
I did. I just watched it drunk. Yeah. I like 3 of the 4 people in this match, and they made it watchable.
I thought they all did well.
Yeah, but I don't
There's
like
nothing wrong with Chris Sabin. How dare you?
Hail Sabin. Yeah. I am very sad that Motor City Machine Guns don't seem to be getting over because they are genuinely so good. And, it's a real shame, is all I'm saying. Because they were given a good push, decent on, and then it's just not happened for them, and I'm quite saddened by that fact. Grayson Waller continues to be great. When the fuck are they splitting up this team? He's clearly the Michaels in this team. Yeah. Despite what Vince thought, but then again, he was thinking with one hand.
Oh.
That's where all the accounting errors
Am I wrong, Jeff?
I didn't say you're wrong. I just,
There you go.
we're all
Jeff,
theory.
what did you think of the match?
It was great. Again, it's like every match on the show and copy paste. Is everything bloody copy paste? Like the only match that felt a little bit different was the Lost Guards match because it felt like more of a squash on Pretty Deadly. Like these guys are all good. Motor City Machine Guns have really, I don't know what their character is. I don't get it. I know one of them trained Johnny Gargano, and I know they don't like DIY, and that to me is not a fucking character. That is 2 segments in 2 weeks. That's what that is. They have no story. They've no I don't know where they came from. I do from a sense of obviously they're like your favorite tag team, and you can say that till the cows come home. Don't matter a fuck when you're introducing them to a brand new set of eyes who've seen all this shit before. You need actual captivating stories in this division. Like, I don't know, maybe turn them heel like DIY, and then they'll start to get over. It seemed to work for them, you know. I don't know. It's just, it's just frustrating.
I really wish TNA would just let them use their old name.
I don't think that matters though.
I don't mind their presentation.
I don't. It's real bland.
Well, David Curran's nitpicky fucking, conclusion that, the Motor City Midgets aren't over because of fucking music. I enjoyed the presentation.
Say that. He said they're not over because they clearly don't have faith in them.
No, they're not over because they can't cut a fucking promo and they're midgets. But and they really try to focus on the fact that fucking suicide dives are apparently really important if you fucking do the splits on the second rope. And I would like to note for the discussion, there was a moment in the match to which Saban decided to have a seizure whilst going for the tag. I get getting the crowd to build up, for the tag. However, this was proper HBK versus Hogan Spaghetti Octopus, and I didn't enjoy it. I'll be honest with you, and that was one moment that properly made me cringe. But it is what it is. Moving swiftly on. Next up, we have a backstage segment with the Queen, Nia Jax, and Mrs. Wrestling. Just gossiping and being jealous over their old friend's success. This happens amongst all friend groups at one stage. They'll get over it. Do we have any thoughts on this segment, boys?
I just thought it was a very Irish segment by nature, in that it was two people giving out about how good someone they do has got it, and how popular they've become, in the perfect sense of, he was always a prick anyways. Phenomenal work. Well done.
Anyways. Yeah. Well, Jeff sort of took my thunder there, so I'll just say, yep. Very much very much just reminds me of some arguments that even I've had within this friend group.
Yeah.
Because I'm so popular and talented right now,
Specifically with you.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Show up to the fucking show on time. Maybe we won't have these. Oh, dickhead, better end. Fat little fucking cunt. Can't play pool to save his fucking life. Did you know David Kerwin when he plays pool, he fucking bounces the cue here off his fucking knuckle? Honestly, don't know what the fuck is up with that. But
me that.
And Dempsey's also shit at pool.
He beat both of us.
He got a fucking fluke. I'm not having it.
You can't pop balls to save your life.
I couldn't put blackball for shit, but I fucking squashed you, boy. I defeated everyone in air hockey. I don't give a shit. Bones fucking fake sport anyway.
I got two strikes.
He did. They're all balanced. Fucking, I can't believe it. Oh, Jeff. Oh, fucking by a country mile I did as well. Fucking, it started off just like. Apologies for yours. But to talk about this very quickly, it was me, Brenda's husband, Carl and Stephen. 5 of us playing bowling. Brenda starts off, before we even start, saying, just to preface, I'm really shit at this, and then proceeds to win the game.
Sounds right.
Yeah, Kerwin, he gets a few spares, he gets a few strikes, but ultimately comes third. He was second majority of the game. Don't know what the fuck happened at the end. Genuinely, the math didn't add up in my mind. But for a decent bit of the game, there was a fairly even race between myself, Stephen, and Podge. And I think it was about the 6th hole to which I noticed this. I said out loud, it's there's 2 different games going on here. It's Kerwin versus Brenda, and there's those 3. And those fuckers proceed to get spares and strikes and leave me in the fucking dust. Bastards. Both of them, Podge and Stephen, for the fucking 10th one, they both get fucking spares, and then they get the 3rd shot and proceed to fucking throw it in the gutter. Oh, I was livid. I was absolutely fucking livid.
I would just like to point out that while this is happening, every time Seán throws, he starts acting like HBK in the 90s. Just go.
Strong. Proper straps I was.
He was going full on I just kick stand mode.
Sounds like you little bitch.
He starts huffing like a cartoon character.
Brody.
I threw a ball and immediately went in the gutter and just proceeds to fuck at the top of my lungs.
Did you not think to aim away from the guy?
Oh no,
throw it
Jeff!
straight
Yeah,
down the
I
middle.
figured it out by like the 8th hole. I have to shoot my fucking shot like bunting and darts. I have to stand at the very fucking right because my shot seemed to always go to the fucking left. But
I love your iteration of the 8th hole. It's not golf, you
Okay.
bastard.
All right, we're getting sidetracked here.
fuck the both of you. Jeff wasn't even there. Fuck you too. I'll batter you in bowling. We never went bowling, and after the amount of times that you said you'd promised that we did, you fucker. But
Let's go bowling.
getting back on track. Next up, Tiffany proceeds to come out for whatever reason.
No.
Tiffany proceeds to come out for a promo, and for whatever reason, we got the return of the night with Byron fucking Saxton. Byron fucking Saxton.
The Saxtonator's back, baby. Woo!
Oh, play that saxophone, baby. Woo!
Fucking Saxton. Raw got John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Triple H. They had Roman's first televised match on Raw since the pandemic. Raw Punk's first non-pay-per-view televised match in 11 years. I got Byron fucking Saxton.
That's true. You did get a leg up when Byron showed up, to be fair. I mean, you know, I just wish I could have a stellar superstar like Big Bad Byron Saxophone on my show. But, you know, I'm sure he'll drive your views, brother. Peace be with you.
I hope you die an untimely death.
Me too.
Oh,
That makes the two of us.
Tiffany proceeded to cut a promo, but being blind with rage, I didn't catch it. Nia Jax proceeds to pop her head around the corner and calls Tiffy an ungrateful little shit. That's how I feel. Nia proceeds to threaten and belittle Tiffany as she makes her way to the ring, ironically getting the biggest pop for saying, "It's Tiffy time," getting the crowd to chant Tiffy time back at her, shutting them up by stating, "Time's up," which I won't lie, is fucking cold. Bayley proceeds to get no pop as she rambles her way down to the ring, now with purple hair. Naomi and Bianca follow suit, and like a bunch of kids, or drunk mid-20-year-olds, they all start listening to reasons and brawling with each other over who gets to hold the championship next. Tiffany hits them all with the world's prettiest moonsault and proceeds to make a dash for it. Nick Aldis comes out to announce a fatal four-way match between the bitches to determine the number one contender, and that match is starting right now. Before we get into the match, folks, what do we think of this part of the show? What do we think of the promo? What do we think of the return of Byron fucking Saxton?
Starting the year off strong, baby. The Saxtonator's back. Let's go.
Amen. Whoa! Oh my god, what a moment. What a time to be alive. What an incredible return. Graciously greeted he was. He's come from the obscurity of post shows. He's come from the obscurity of backstage socials. My man, Big Bad Byron Saxophone. Let's go. Play that funky music, Byron. You incredible son of a bitch. Apart from that, sorry. So apart from that, the segment itself, Tiffy's phenomenal. She's incredible. Get Nia Jax off my screen, even though I did pop, which called her an ungrateful little shit. That was good. Bayley needs to go away so we can miss her.
True.
I mean, Bianca and Naomi came out as well. I mean, sure. Who gives a shit about your titles? I mean, Naomi only came in to help you after Jade got put through a car, but who gives a fuck about the tag titles anyway? Just go for the main title. Who cares?
Yeah. And let's be fair, it was most probably Bianca who put her in the car in the first place.
Yeah, but like, we'll get on to the match. I'll leave you get on to that, Maroney, because I have thoughts about the match as well, and they're not good ones.
Woo!
We'll go to Karen first before we move on to the match because, you know, he gets a moment to speak as well, Jeff. We don't cut people off on the show unlike we do on yours, you stupid cunt.
Sorry.
Except, well, no, I do tell, like, Kerwin cuts people off on every show. But Kerwin, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, this women's division, am I right? They're so talented, all of them, but through overexposure, and just through poor booking, a lot of them just don't feel as special as they could be, and that's quite sad. Yeah, I agree with Jeff. Bailey should at least not be on TV as often as she is. She is the linchpin of this division, has been for the last half decade. But you need some other stars to highlight, and we'll get onto that when we talk about the match.
Lovely. Well, moving swiftly on. The match starts slowly, and whilst Bianca and Naomi are dressed like they're ready to play chess, they were clearly playing checkers. The match starts slowly, with the first noteworthy thing to happen was Bianca attempting to hit the KOD on Nia Jax. Yeah, right. That goes as well as you think. Bailey takes advantage after Bianca is taken care of. The match cuts to break as Nia hits Bailey with a Samoan drop off the second rope as Bianca and Naomi give Jax a powerbomb, fading to black with everyone down on the mat, as apparently two people lifting Jax like that momentarily is enough to take it out of them. Coming back from break, Bianca and Bailey sitting in a tree. No, Selling. After a short brawl, Naomi, Bailey, and Bianca proceed to hit top rope moves onto Jax, scrambling to try and pin her, but the ref tells them to fuck off. She may be large, but only one of you can pin her. Bianca attempts to hit Bailey with a KOD. However, Candice pulls on Bianca's hair from the ring apron, and whilst the ref sees this and points at what's happening, realizes he cannot call a DQ. Makes you wonder why Candice didn't do more. Bianca proceeds to get taken out by Jax, and as they canoodle over the announce table,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sean,
Oh yeah.
Sean, what have you written?
Bianca proceeds to get taken out by Jax as they go for a canoodle over the announce table, with the whitest person in the match proceeding to steal the victory because she's just so talented. Bailey is now our number one contender for the WWE's Women's Championship. Whoa. What do we think?
So we're back here again.
Yeah.
This look, Bailey's great. Bailey needs to go away or drop down to the mid card or undercard or something, because I am beyond sick. I love you, Bailey, but I am beyond sick of her in world title matches. Where I know, first of all, she's not going to win, and second of all, she's just taking a spot from someone you could put in that position who's maybe new to the roster, maybe doesn't have that much equity, putting them in a well-fought match where they just miss out against Tiffy, who's like the most over woman in the division at the minute, like across the board. Maybe that would help build up some more stars. So, again, everyone's talented in this match. I'll say it again, I'll break the record over and over again. Everyone's phenomenal in terms of skill, athleticism, everyone's great. Even Nia, who's on the better run of her career. But God, just give us something to sink the teeth into, Give something decent. Tiffy's great. Her passion was phenomenal. Give me something I care about with her. Give me a bad heel to come back. Give me Charlotte Flair. Give me Charlotte Flair, please. Oh my God. Anyways, Carver.
Yeah, look, I know why they picked Bailey. She's permanently over, but yeah, she is. She is. Compared to other people on the roster.
She hasn't been over since they changed her fucking theme.
That's true. It's very true.
Okay. Look, they put her in there because she's reliable and she'll get a good match out of pretty much anyone. But yes, there do need to be opportunities for the women, especially against someone who is as over as Tiffany Stratton is. I understand from a booking perspective why you do this. I don't agree with it, but I can see where people are coming from. There you go.
Okay. Well, I'd like to note for discussion, commentary referenced officially that champions no longer get a rematch clause. As of this new era of WWE. Now, granted, it hasn't really been, something that's been done in years, as Kevin Owens pointed out, fucking the night after WrestleMania. But it's nice that we officially have that, said and spoken, that it should be a rule that's forgotten about. Like a lot of rules in the fucking Triple H era, the fucking three-hand thing, fucking shit. But, here we are. Next up, we have a quick segment between Mello and Big Jim, Slim Jim, backstage, which caused the internet to look up the boomer definition for bricks, which is a basketball slang for a miss. And this is followed up by Byron fucking Saxton.
Woo! We're 2 for 2, baby.
Informing Bailey that our match for the championship will be next week on SmackyD. Woo! Not even on pay-per-view. It's not even on Saturday night's main event. It's on SmackDown. Fucking don't get me wrong. I'm happy for SmackDown to get all it deserves, but it's not going to be anything. Why the fuck are you doing this? It just means Bailey's just going to compete against fucking Tiffany maybe 3, 4, 5 times before they stop that feud at Royal Rumble. And then they'll have Nia Jax carry it until fucking Charlotte returns at Mania. But here we are. Any thoughts on these promos, boys, or shall I move swiftly on?
I'm gonna be happy whenever Big Jim Slim Jim graces my presence and is on my television screen. I thought it was a delightful little snapback at the little rap bastard that is Carmelo Hayes. And also the little Yeet he did was delightful. I just wish all the best, all my love, all my good energy to Big Jim Slim Jim, my tribal chief.
Goat. Kerwin?
We are big fans of the Big Jim Slim Jim. We love him. Carmelo is a perfect opponent for him to go up against because he is just a different kind of snarky to him. And it's a fun chemistry that they have. Match can be fun. I look forward to seeing it.
Lovely. Right. Well, I look forward to seeing the match until the Bloodline ruin it in the last second. But, it is what it is. And lastly, the main event begins with Jacob cutting a promo on Cody. And honestly, it was fucking dope. They should just have Jacob do a bunch of promos. He's actually stellar at them. Tama Tonga and Fatu proceed to enter with a different presentation than normal for the new Bloodline. That's because it's Jacob Fatu's music, Pyro and Tron. And boy, am I in love. Sell that fucker. That fucker is money. Jamie proceeds to make his entrance with his old music, strangely. With Cody proceeding to blow the show's budget behind him. The match starts, and even before it happens, you just know how this match was going to end, but we'll get to that. The match mainly consists of Big Jim getting spattered, not his fault. Rhodes just knew he had to save himself for a scrap after the bout. As Tupac said, that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
That was delightful. The harmonies, beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Big James takes his opportunity to hit Fatu with a whisper in the wind, and both men go to make the tag. Rhodes is now in the match, and like the best of Latinos, he is cleaning house. However, before he can hit a crossroads, Tama hits Cody with his lovely variation of the DDT. Jimmy gets tagged in as Rhodes hits the suplex. Jimmy makes the splash and makes sure to give Fatu a bathroom before finishing. Oh wait, no, Cody dips because he forgot to finish the scrap with Owens earlier in the night. Jimmy attempts to win the bout quickly, but Fatu squashes him like a big booty bitch in the club with daddy issues. We finished the show with Rhodes and Owens brawling through the crowd, no skinny men in sight. Upon climbing the production crates, the boys end up putting each other through some conveniently placed tables before anyone can show up to ruin the segment. Beam.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Boys, what did we think of SmackDown? What did you like? What did you dislike? What got you horny? What do you think it'll lead to?
Those are very good questions, my friend.
I'm going to start with Kerwin.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed SmackDown. It was a pretty nothing show, but for the most part, it was inoffensive. It was fine. It was a good use of wrestling. I liked it. I like all the stuff with Jacob Fatu. Let him do more, please. Give him a title at some point. Hey, the United States Championship scene's pretty sucky right now. Just give it to him. Make it more important. Yeah.
Lovely.
Just, I think the lead up to the Royal Rumble's been alright so far. bit of fun. I've enjoyed myself.
It is technically Mania season, baby. Jeff, what do you think of the show?
I thought the show was very much nothing, but we got Big Jim and we got Jacob Fatu, and that's all that matters to me. I love Jacob Fatu. I think that promo was phenomenal. I can understand why they haven't let him cut more promos, because my man dwarfs everyone in the goddamn roster. Like, incredible. Like, the rhyming kind of cadence he has when he delivers it, it feels bigger than anything. It has this like weight to it, not similar to, but in regards to Roman, when he cuts promos, he has like a gravitas to him. Jacob has a different kind of like out of control fucking, this guy would probably murder you and your family if you looked at him wrong. One of the better lines I thought was when he directed it to Cody Rhodes and said, "I suggest you wake your ass up. This ain't Elm Street because your nightmare is here." Before he walked out. That was absolutely phenomenal work. I loved that. SmackDown as a whole, Rumble excitement, I mean, but I think they've got plenty of time. It's not till February, the bastards, so we've got time. And I'm sure it'll get better as we go on. I'm excited, baby. It's WrestleMania, baby. Woo!
Woo! Right.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts on the show, considering I'm the general manager, I was highly disappointed, considering how much of the budget they fucking blew on Raw's show, really making me fucking fight for my fucking views here. Now I'm going to go and proceed to try and make a clickbait thumbnail, and hopefully we can, cheat our way to a few views this week. But yeah, that's been our show for today. That's our SmackDown review, that was on 2 days ago. This was filmed on a Sunday, dude.
Oh, Seán?
So it was busy. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you froze there for a second.
Oh, lovely. But yeah, with that, I encourage all of you folks, if you're still watching, to follow us on all our socials, to subscribe to the channel. It's the Wrestless Pod on Instagram, Twitter now, that's being ran by our no-shower Luke, TikTok. And with that, I'm going to go to these boys. Boys, plug your shit.
Right, so there will be original content coming to the channel. For me personally, it will be a Bray Wyatt retrospective. I've been plugging the shit out of this for weeks. It will be coming, it will be delightful, and I will bloody cry, because I am a little bitch. But it's going to be a lovely old look through his career. Obviously, as Maroney mentioned on socials, we'll have news, we'll have reviews, we'll have previews of shows. We will have all that good stuff, so please follow us there. If you're restless like ourselves, more wrestling content, follow us on YouTube as well to get that original content. David Kerwood has a couple of series coming up. Mr. Kerwood, please tell us about the series you've coming up, sir.
So, the first one, which will be a regular series on the channel, will be called The Kings and Queens of the Indies. It is a retrospective look at the independent wrestling careers of current wrestling stars. There are 2 episodes currently in the writing stage. The first one will be on Mr. Nigel McGuinness, and the second will be on the autistic assassin, Will Ospreay. And aside from that, I'll have a standalone not a retrospective, but sort of a character analysis of the scapegoat Jack Perry and the bizarre melding of kayfabe and reality that has led to its creation. And it's clever. But yeah, aside from that, we'll have top 10 lists are coming. We'll have other standalone content, I imagine, at some point soon. Well, it'll be announced when we have that sort of finalized, but yeah, plenty more content coming down the pipeline, don't you worry. Seán.
Lovely. And with that, folks, I would like us to note that production will be upping soon. I plan on getting some equipment in the later of next month, and our no-shower Luke officially got a microphone yesterday. However, he decided he's still not going to be on the podcast today because he's a little cunt. But yeah, other than that, yeah, some funny clips and shit ready to come your way. If you don't want to miss out on any of it, make sure that you're following, subscribed. I'm going to leave it with you. Fuck off, suck my dick. I'll see you next week when I'm probably getting battered in the ratings war still. Yeah, watch Wrestless because wrestling is fun.
Take care. Toga buggy. Launch it. Bye.
Stay safe. Love you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Fuck the both of you.